Okay, so I'm finally doing my first Facebook Live video. Kind of excited about it, and even this is scaring me. But so as you guys know, I share my life story in hopes of giving other people the courage to know that they're not alone when it comes to sexual trauma and healing from that. And so, it's my passion to do this. April is Sexual Trauma Awareness Month, and so I really wanted to do as much as I could this month. I did my first event last Monday, and, unfortunately, not a lot of the community came out for that, but I feel like it was my dry run. So I did that. And then I went to Lawrenceburg, Indiana for the second time in 10 years. So that was amazing. That was their last Take Back the Night event. So it was great to be a part of that. And so the journey to today actually started in December. We were getting a new president for our health network. And at the end of his, introduction, he's like, if anybody wants to talk to me, I'm open, whatever. And for some reason, I had 20 seconds of courage. And I'm like, I'm going to go up there and talk to him, because it was kind of during the whole Me Too thing going on the internet or whatever. And so I kind of used that by saying, I feel like, we're trying to support those in our community. I really feel like we should have something here. And, it's kind of an uncomfortable conversation. So, of course, he kind of escorted me over to the human resources manager. And so I exchanged my email with the human resource manager, and he's like, yeah, just send me all your ideas. So, I gave him all the ideas. I wanted to, maybe do a clothesline project, maybe a booth or whatever, just trying to make awareness. So we finally sat down in, I think it was February, and I kind of gave him my ideas. And he's like, well, since it's the first time doing this, let's kind of do something small. And I even shared with him, that I would be willing to speak to leadership, just to kind of give them a idea of, how it is to be a sexual trauma survivor in a hospital setting, So he agreed that we could do a booth, and then we could also, have me speak to leadership. So today was actually me speaking to leadership, and then actually next week they're going to have an information booth, and they're going to have these, I don't know if you can see it, the little awareness ribbons. We got some stickers for that. So we're going to do that. And then, they're going to have pamphlets and stuff. And as today, was my actual speech part, I woke up this morning, I couldn't believe that, I was the one that went forward, not, tooting my own horn or whatever. But if I had not mentioned something about doing something for sexual trauma awareness, I'm not sure if the health network would have done something, So it was just powerful that because of my voice, I was able to share in hopes that other people, will find their voice. So I'm, tearing up, because I just can't imagine, 11 years ago, before my healing, that I could imagine myself doing this. So it's just so powerful that God has given me the healing enough so that I can share my story with other people. So I kind of wrote down notes and stuff. So anyways, we had 3 meetings, and like I said, they're doing the awareness next week, and then I spoke today. So it was kind of funny this morning. I was trying to, prepare myself. My throat was kind of getting scratchy or whatever yesterday. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta, drink some water. And I went and got some lemon drops, and I got some cinnamon candies, just trying to help my throat and everything. So I got prepared for it, and the meeting was going to start at 1:30. So I got there a few minutes early and got my seat, and was still drinking water. Well, the meeting was starting at 1:30. Oh my gosh, thank you. Michelle just said, hey girl, you're awesome and you're worthy. So it's very powerful. So thank you everybody that's watching. But anyways, so, they said that the meeting started at 1:30 and that I would, go on about 1:45. So, there was two people that were speaking before me, and they were just talking a really long time, and I'm feeling my bladder just filling up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, can I, hold on? And it was just to the point where I'm like, okay, I can't hold on. And I figured, I would just run to the bathroom. There's nothing I could do but, take care of myself. So I run to the bathroom. And I'm coming out after washing my hands and everything, and there's one of the leaders. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just had to go to the bathroom and I couldn't hold it, So I go back in, and the actual human resources manager is standing up there, and you could see that he had like that death look, like, "Oh my gosh, did she chicken out? Is she not gonna do this?" So of course he introduces me, and I have to go up there and I have to explain to 80 leaders at, our health network. Sorry, I drank water so that my throat wouldn't be dry, and now I had to go to the bathroom. And of course now I'm Facebook Live and sharing it with all you guys. So you're welcome, everybody. But, it was powerful just, having that voice to kind of share with them. So, I actually forgot my speech in the other room. So, I'm actually going to do another Facebook Live to, share my speech with everybody. But, I did the speech kind of, just trying to educate, the healthcare network leaders, about the fact that it's not just in the emergency room that sexual trauma survivors are met. So it's not just, the emergency room will handle it. Sexual trauma survivors are in hospital settings everywhere. They are patients. They are visitors. They work in, health work. So, so I was just trying to educate them. And, everybody was very, gracious, very empathetic and listening to me. So, I had no expectation. I figured, because basically the meeting is from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. So I figured I was just going to go in there, do it, and then I was just going to leave, because at first I was supposed to be there at 2:30, and I was just going to, stay till the end of the time frame, that way if anybody wanted to talk to me or whatever, I would be there. But since they had me at the beginning of the time frame, I was like, well, you know what, I'll just go ahead and leave, and then I'll come back at the end. So that's what I did. But anyways, I just figured I would, say thank you, and then walk out, and then, that would be it. But I ended my speech, I said thank you, and I went to leave, and I looked up, and there are 80 leaders in our healthcare network standing up, giving me a standing ovation. And it was so powerful, it just, and, so it was just amazing. And I think the reason why this speech scared me so much is because I work with these people, like I've done 3 television interviews. I've done a podcast. I have my own, blog that I do. But, as I expose myself, this, healing that I have from sexual trauma, these are people that I'm going to see day in, day out. Not that I'm ashamed, because there is no reason why I should be ashamed of what happened to me. It wasn't my fault. None of my sexual traumas were my fault. So it was just powerful that, they listened to me. They gave me a standing ovation. One of the executives at, our health network, she came up to me and she says, "You're not alone." And I know that. I know that there are many survivors. There may have been some in the audience. I don't know that. But I hope that by me sharing my story for leadership, that it'll educate them, like, oh wow, maybe this is something we need to think about, something that we need to consider. So it was really amazing to be able to, sorry, I have kind of like notes. I wanted to make sure that, I read everything, you know. And like I said, I've done 250 speeches or more. I haven't counted them all up, but I know it's over 250, you know. I mean, I've spoke in front of adult probationers. I've spoken in, you know, scared straight programs for teenagers. I have spoken at a women's prison. You know, like, none of those scared me. Standing up in front of people that I work with was scary. But, you know, like that saying that I said, you know, to make yourself a better person, do something that scares you. And actually, this all started from 20 minutes or 20 seconds of courage. Like I said, I literally jumped out of my seat when the president said, if you want to talk to me, I'm right here. I go up there and I just, you know, spiel off to him. And then when the human resources manager said, oh, I'll, you know, take your information down. Even after I gave him my information, I went to the bathroom and I cried that day because I was like, oh my gosh, like I actually had 20 seconds of courage. And so that 20 seconds of courage turned into 7 minutes of me talking in front of, you know, I'll say my peers, but, you know, their leadership, and I'm just the queen of clean, you know, but it was powerful. So I thank everybody for, you know, following and, you know, kind of seeing what I, you know, had to say. So I'm going to end this video, if I can figure out how to do it. And then I'm actually going to go get my speech, and then I'm going to read it to you guys so that you guys can kind of get the full gist. So sorry I didn't have it with me at the moment, but let me go get that, and I will start a new Facebook Live. So to God be the glory. Thank you. Love you guys.